Hey, what is going on, everybody? Desir here with our round 2 opponent, Son of Dad. I'm currently 1-0. I'm feeling really good right now, so hopefully I can keep the momentum going, finish this week off strong, and hopefully next week as well. That way I'll be in a better position when Season 7 of Cosmic Crucible starts up. So for now, let's take a look at Son of Dad to see what he's bringing. So here he is. He's level 99, same as me. He's about 74, 75 million TCP. So I'm going to kind of count this more as a punch across. He's just a little bit higher than me. So this should be a really good matchup for us. Let's take a look at the defenses. See if he's going to be more offense or defensive heavy or more of a balanced approach. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. So in stage 1, he has the Secret Defenders with Super Skrull. He doesn't have the full proper ISOs on them, so I think that's going to be more of a liability than actually helping him. Stage 2 is a full Darkhold, including the Scarlet Witch, so I thought that was interesting. Stage 3 is that usual Infinity Watch team right there. Stage 4 is the X-Treme X-Men with Rogue and Black Knight, so I should be able to try to do my one-shot attempt on that. Stage 5 is Superior 6, and Stage 6 is that Hero Asgard with Dorm. It looks like he's more on the defensive side. The only offensive weapon he's going to have is Apocalypse. So this should be a fun matchup. Let's get into this. For Stage 1, I'm going to use my Superior 6 with Super Skrull. As far as ISOs, they're all Raider except for Doc Ock. As long as I control the enemy Super Skrull, and make sure he doesn't go off since he is that Raider, this shouldn't be too bad of a matchup. So the enemy Super Skrull goes first. He actually uses the special on my Doc Ock, which is kind of a best case scenario. For my Super Skrull's turn, I was trying to decide what the best case scenario for me was going to be. I decided to use it on the Photon, so that way I get the rewind on the enemy Super Skrull, and I still get a nice vulnerable out there. For Lizard's turn, I'm just going to use the ultimate. I stripped all the buffs away. I now have Taunt on him. For Green Goblin Classics, I just use the ultimate to do that nice turn rewind to the enemy. The enemy Super Skrull just uses the basic. He kind of chains across. I've been toying with the idea of swapping Kraven and Super Skrull, but I like the positioning for later on in the match. For Kraven's turn, I used the special on the enemy Super Skrull, so that way I ability blocked him. For Doc Ock's turn, I used the special. That's going to get me the Shocker out there, so I can get some offense up for my team. And there, the enemy Super Skrull just used his turn. He was above that 50% health, so the damage wasn't as bad as it could have been. For my Super Skrull's turn, I just used the basic. I chain across. I have 2 members already dead, the Black Cat and the Photon. For Shocker's turn, I used the special. And if you notice, my Super Skrull is already in the yellow. So when I get my ult off right here, it's just going to finish the match. So it's not too bad of a matchup as long as you can control the enemy. For the Stage 3, I'm going to use the Kestrel with Iron Man Infinity War with Tangled Web and a Falcon. For the start of the match, my 2099 is going to target Agatha and use the ultimate. For Spiderweaver, I'm going to target Wong and use the ultimate. That's going to get the trauma stun on him. For Kestrel's turn, I'm going to target Morgan and use the special. I actually should have used this on Heartless, hoping to maybe kill the Scarlet Witch, because she actually throws a little bit of a monkey wrench in this matchup to where I'm taking more damage than I'm used to. On Falcon's turn, I'm going to use the special and get that nice turn meter. And for Iron Man and Infinity War, I'm going to target Morgan and use the special, trying to get ability block on her, but she does resist it. For Weaver's turn, I'm going to target Wong and use the special. That way it chains between Wong and Scarlet Witch. And for 2099, I'm going to use the special to ability block Wong. On Kestrel's turn, I'm going to use the ultimate that does kill the Wong. And here you do see that Morgan does use the special that kills the Falcon, unfortunately. Agatha does bleed out. Scarlet Witch did heal back up with her special. So on Weaver's turn, I'm going to use the basic on Morgan, and I'm just going to try to tunnel her down so I can try to kill her off. Iron Man Infinity War does use the ultimate, and that finishes the matchup. For stage 3, because I am stretched so thin, I'm going to try to do a punch across with my War Dogs into the Infinity Watch. They're only G16, so it shouldn't be too bad of a matchup since mine are all G17. So let's see how this one turns out. So for the start of the matchup, I use Nakia's special on Phyla-Vell. I think I should have gone for the basic there though, to try to get a nice chain across. For Black Panther 1 mil, I'm going to use the ultimate on Phyla. I'm just going to try to tunnel her down first, then I'm going to switch over to Moondragon. For Okoye's turn, I used the special on Gamora to chain across and do a turn rewind to everybody. For Black Panther, I used the special on Phyla-Vell, and she's already in the yellow right there. I'm going to use Shuri's special. That's going to get a charge on the Black Panther and some defense up to extend some buffs. For Nakia's turn, I used the ultimate on Phyla, and does a pretty good rebound to where it kind of takes some evades off. I unfortunately didn't get the kill on her though. The Gamora uses the special, and you kind of see that she did fairly well damage to everybody. The counterattacks do help for me hitting the Gamora back. So that's a mistake I did right there for 1 mil. I targeted the Phyla when I should have targeted Gamora, because the chain across would have killed the Phyla. So here I am going after the Moondragon. However, Adam Warlock put the taunt on himself from that, so now I'm kind of stuck behind Adam Warlock taunt, which I did not want to do. There Gamora uses the ultimate, and they're starting to tunnel down my characters. So luckily Nakia does live. I used the basic of Nakia on Moondragon, and I almost got her with the assist. So she's kind of hanging on by a thread. There I lose the 1 mil. That's kind of a big deal for me. Here I was trying to decide who I was going to go for. I decided to go for Nebula. I should have gone for Gamora, because that's going to really cost me. I used the Shuri heal, and there the Gamora, and now I'm start targeting my Shuri. The Adam Warlock unfortunately didn't get any stuns off, so I was pretty lucky about that. Here I used the Okoye special, and that got counterattacked, so it broke the chain. So I messed that part up as well. I used Shuri's special, that extends some buffs for me, and gets defense up. I now lose the Okoye. So I'm starting to lose too many characters, but I already committed on Nebula, so I'm just going to stay focused on her. Hopefully I can get her down, so when I come in for a cleanup, it's not going to be as bad. But this is what happens if the War Dogs kind of don't do their thing. I got stuck behind Adam Warlock. My targeting was off where I went for Nebula instead of Gamora as well. And things start going downhill, and there was bad targeting. So I definitely messed this one up, but it should be a pretty good cleanup for what's left. So in my current matchup, I actually finished doing the other rooms, so I knew what I could have brought in here for this cleanup. So I'm going to bring Vulture, Spider Slayer, Agent Venom, and then the 2 Cabal members. So make sure you don't blink, because this is going to be very fast. Vulture does the special, and the match is over. I was not expecting that when I came in here with this. For stage 4, we're going to go for the one-shot. It's a 5 red Black Knight. I've done this a few times last week, so this shouldn't be too bad. It's just going to be Masters of Evil with Apocalypse. So for the start of the match, I'm going to use Titania's basic on the Black Knight. That did crit, so I do have the vulnerable on him. Kang is going to do the special on the Black Knight. The Nightcrawler is adjacent to him, so Nightcrawler does get the slow for me. The follow-up almost kills the Black Knight. For Moonstone, I'm going to use the special on Rogue to stun her and trauma her. And because Absorb Man does have that taunt up, he's taking the majority of the punishment that you see right here, including that special from Nightcrawler. The Absorb Man has immunity on him, so he's not going to get stunned, and it's just going to be 2 other people that gets hit. Kang does do the basic on the Black Knight, and that also kills the Rogue with the second hit. So now all that's left is going to be Forge, Nightcrawler, and Gambit. For Absorb Man, I'm going to actually use the ultimate here. That way I get a nice heal, and it's going to help me out with my efficiency. For Titania's turn, I'm going to use the ultimate on Forge. That does ability block him. And for Apocalypse's turn, I'm going to use that ultimate on Forge. That way the follow-up attack is going to hit the Forge. And I'm going to use the one-shot on the Nightcrawler, trying to kill him off right here. Nightcrawler does live, but Kang's turn is about to be up. And you can see that just the passive killed off the Forge and the Nightcrawler. So I'm actually going to use the basic right here, so that way I get 2 nice hits on the Gambit. Now I'm just going to use Moonstone's ultimate, and that's going to finish the match. So for stage 5, I'm going to use my Undying with Doom, and I actually brought Mr. Negative in. The reason for that is he is Spider-Verse, so that's going to make Lizard go first and hopefully push the Doom. And he has that minion that's going to give another turn meter rewind, so that's going to be one from Greg and the minion from Mr. Negative. So as I mentioned, the Lizard should be going first, and he's going to use his ultimate right here. It does hit everybody, and Doom is almost pushed already. My zombie Juggernaut is going to go up. I'm going to use the special. That's going to put a slow on everybody. So I'm going to have a little bit of a speed advantage. Green Goblin Classic, his passive does push the Doom. I don't have that heal block and trauma that I've had previously. So zombie Juggernaut is going to be going for the ride. I'm going to keep marking and hitting the Green Goblin Classic. I want him dead, so that way the follow-up is going to be a whole lot easier. So now my zombie Juggernaut's going to go. He did live through that, so I'm going to use the ultimate on the Green Goblin Classic. That's going to get me a nice heal. I'm going to use a basic on him now, and he is a striker. So I'm just going to keep hitting the Green Goblin Classic. He did live, but he's very low health, and he was knocking down the Spider Slayer. The ultimate did not wipe me out, so I have a pretty good chance at doing some more damage to them. He has to now use the special on the Grey because he had the taunt. Doom is up. I use the basic on Green Goblin Classic. Now use Zombie Iron Man special on Green Goblin Classic. I'm going to use Hela's ultimate. That spreads it, and now the Green Goblin is dead. I'm now going to turn my attention to Spider Slayer because I don't want him to ult. I use Zombie Juggernaut special. I get some more heal. I do some more damage to them. I did lose my Doom, but Spider Slayer is almost dead and he is ability blocked. So for Zombie Juggernaut, I'm just going to use my basic to try to finish the Spider Slayer off, and he is dead. Lizard does kill the Doom and the Zombie Juggernaut. So now I want to turn my attention to the Doc Ock. I don't want any chance of him being able to use his ultimate, because that could bring back Green Goblin Classic, and that would just waste this whole sack that I'm doing right now. For the Gregs, I'm just going to keep hitting the Doc Ock. I'm going to try to keep the bleeds on as many of them as I can as well so they can kill each other. The Doc Ock is dead, so now I'm just going to try to take the Kraven down. He's the bigger threat between the Lizard and the Kraven. The Gregs, I'm just going to use the specials to blow them up. That's going to get a turn rewind and more bleeds on them. And there, every time the Gregs die, they keep getting turn meter rewind. So this is a pretty good situation I'm in. I'm just going to keep doing as much damage as I can to this Craven. That way, if I do wipe, or when I do wipe, it's going to be a lot easier of a sack. This turned out a whole lot better than I could have imagined. This was a 1 million punch-up, and this definitely should not have worked. So I'm going to try this again in the future, and see if I can actually finish this match, and maybe find that this is a useful counter where I might be able to get like a one-shot out of it. I doubt it, but I am definitely intrigued by how well this did. For the cleanup, I'm just going to still use my new warriors here. This is going to be a very easy and fast cleanup. So Gwenpool is going to use the special on Lizard that does kill the Craven. I'm going to use the ultimate from Firestar on the Lizard. Here I did use the basic from Deathpool. I could have used the special, that would have worked just fine. Cloak does the ult, Dagger does the ult, and that's game. For stage 6, I'm going to use the full Hive Mind team. I did this before I did the cleanups for the Infinity Watch, and before my stage 5 hit. I probably could have gotten away with just using the new warriors here, but this is what I ended up using. So Void Knight's going to go first. I'm going to use the ultimate on the Vol. That's going to pull everybody in and ability block them. Carnage is going to use the ultimate on Dorm, that way he gets the Disrupt and does not go into stealth. Now the Valkyrie is already low on health, so I was trying to decide how I want to play this. I ended up using the special on Beta Ray Bill, that got a stun on him then killed him. I was very lucky the Valkyrie passive did not go off from that. For Venom, I'm going to spread the negative effects from the Dorm. Again, that kills the Valkyrie and Dorm. The passive did not go off again, so I got lucky again. The Red Goblin, I'm going to use the ultimate. That does kill the Valkyrie again, and now the passive did proc for me. So now I need to be very quick. I'm going to kill the Beta Ray Bill as my first target, and then I'm going to decide from there if I'm going to go for Vol or the Thor Infinity War. For Void Knight, I did use the special on the Vol. That way I'd take one ability energy away and hopefully delay the ultimate or the special from coming in. Venom, I did use the ultimate that killed the Thor Infinity War. Venom does finish the Thor Infinity War off with the basic, so now I can go all in and not worry about anything and try to take the Vol out as fast and efficient as possible. And it looks like I won. It was 49,332 to 333. That was a crazy, ridiculous fight that we had with each other, and that War Dogs into Infinity Watch almost cost it for me. But let's see if we can find out where that other 1 point came from and how our defenses did. For stage 1, I got a 12 and a 23. I thought I did very good in this matchup, considering the defense that I was going against with the Secret Defender Super Skrull. For stage 2, I got a 16 and an 18, and it actually looks like that Falcon dying almost cost me the Cosmic Crucible, since I only won by the 1 point. For stage 4, I got a 20 and a 7. I am still pretty annoyed I lost with the War Dogs, since I usually do fairly well with them. I just didn't have a good game with them, but the cleanup only being that one move definitely helped me in my efficiency. For stage 4, I get a 13 and a 20. I'm pretty happy with that score. I'm starting to become more comfortable with the single shot without any sack on this team. I don't know how sustainable this will be because it is going to be based off of the Black Knight size, but for now I'm pretty happy with this. Stage 5, I got a 20 and a 4. I was very happy with the first hit. The new warriors made it a pretty good follow-up attack, but I think I could have done the Hive Mind as a follow-up attack here and new warriors in the other stage of stage 6 after looking at all of this, but that's kind of hindsight. For now, I'm pretty happy with the score I got on this one. For stage 6, I got a 20 and a 10, so not a terrible score, but I could have done a little bit better as far as bringing like new warriors in here, but for now, I'm pretty happy with the Hive Mind counter on here. For my defenses, my opponent got a 15 and a 23 on my limited X-Men with Phoenix. They used Apocalypse and Red Hulk with the Eternals, so kind of an interesting mix on this one. For stage 2, my opponent got a 20 and a 20. That was against my Secret Defenders with Agatha and Morgan. It's just a high risk, high reward play on that one because it could go south for them. For stage 3, my opponent got a 19 and a 0. They went in with War Dogs, and on a pretty big punch-up, they got Moondragon out, and then they went in with Pegasus for the follow-up attack. I'm not sure how well that works because of the immunities and everything, but it's kind of an interesting follow-up attack against the Infinity Watch. For stage 4, my opponent did the Invader sack, then went in with Hive Mind with Vulture. That got them a 16 and a 17. This was my Red Hulk with Quicksilver with 3 out of time members, so pretty good counter on this one, especially using the Invaders to burn some abilities. For stage 5, they used the Masters of Evil into my X-Treme with Jubilee. That got them a 17 and a 20. For stage 6, I'm going to say this is the one that actually won me the match. I watched the replay, the Valkyrie passive went off 2 times and she came back a 3rd time. They got a 9 and a 6. So because I won by the 1 point, I'm actually going to say this is what actually won me the game, was Hero Asgard, Dorn, and 6. Overall, that was a really fun battle against Son of Dad. Even with the high turtle defenses that you had, it was still a really great bout. Hopefully you had a lot of fun going against my team as well. In the future, I'm sure this would be a different outcome if we played each other 10 out of 10 times because of how close this was. But I like to really think as far as what I could have done differently and how that would improve my game and future outcomes. But I am 2-0, working my way towards 3-0, and we have 4 Cosmic Crucible battles left. Please remember to like and subscribe. I'm over 260 subs as I speak, and I'm really working towards that 500 as my next goal. So please remember to do that and leave comments below. That helps the channel out a lot. Have a wonderful rest of the day.